Welcome back, folks, and welcome if you're new at the end of another 8K walk, 8.3K. Last I left off, I was talking about all my fitness routines. I was recommending you choose a short path that you can repeat a measured number of times, and that way you can know your distance, and once you get some idea of your distance, you can look for another route that may be more entertaining. I've got a guest here today. I have no idea, but he ran up and hid up here when he saw me coming down the road. Unfortunately for him, I was coming to the same place. Consistency, persistence, limits, demands, all of these things factor into getting oneself into a steady routine. So I'll go back to what I said before. I think the idea that people say it's only walking, just get up and do it, is a little bit simplistic, and it probably doesn't really help a lot of people that feel overwhelmed or really don't have any knowledge of the process or have been sedentary for so long. It's just very, very difficult to get moving. And that is a difficult situation because it takes a long time for physical appearance to show progress. I will say that once it starts to show and a person is consistent, it actually starts showing more and more quickly. So it's better to actually, if you're into weighing yourself, which I'm not, I would say it's better to weigh yourself once in 2 weeks, or even have a point on the calendar where you would weigh yourself. And that goes for measurements as well. We all know it's easy to get it there, but it's hard to get rid of it. I'm not terribly obese or anything like that, but I'm not in the physical shape I would like to be in. And it's a shape that I know that I can achieve and I can maintain, but I can't be the lazy person I was for the last year. I went through a lot of struggles. It took its toll on my energy and motivation. So it feels like something has turned the corner for me. So that's that. Today's walk, I walked a little bit slower, and slowing down by about a minute per kilometer is a lot. And it actually impacts the effectiveness of your exercise, but it doesn't hurt you. You're still doing more than you at one time were, right? So it's good to look for the positives in these things, and I don't think you have to look too hard if you're walking, period. That is a positive, and it's a huge one. And in fact, it's basically black and white. You're either walking or you're not walking. You can pat yourself on the back for that. Weigh yourself or measure yourself once a month, maybe. But remember, this is a month after reasonably full schedule of exercising. Whether it's 30 days and you've done 20 days of walking, that's pretty darn good for starting out. If you don't see any weight loss, I'm going to tell you the way that I used to weigh myself when I was bodybuilding, and when you're concerned about 3, 4, 5%. I would actually get up in the morning before I ate or drank anything, drain the plumbing, and then I would weigh myself. And that way I knew I had a pretty effective 0 point on the graph. That way I got super accurate measurements. I was, doing that every day. And a cup of water makes a difference. And none of us need to be in that shape. It's less disappointing, and you will see some change more accurately if you measure over a longer period of time, one single measurement. Because every day, it's going to depend on how much water you drank, whether or not you peed before you walked, all of those things. It's all going to count from day to day, and you're going to look like a heart monitor. So what you really want to do is go for a period of time, weigh yourself at a consistent circumstances, and then go for a period of time again and weigh yourself. And that's the only way, in my mind, for a beginner to gauge, or just to check. It's more likely just to make oneself feel better. And I guess that's necessary as well. I guess I've gotten a little too sort of hardened and seasoned from those years of more serious working out. So that's, I hope, helpful to you. The other thing is input from friends. Okay, the back padding is great, and you need to do a little bit of that on your own for yourself. Asking for opinion about whether there's change or not, or seeking approval or seeking some congratulations from friends and relatives is not always the best thing to do. Myself, I just keep my working out to myself and my accounting to myself. That's what works for me. I do encourage you, if you're the kind of person that likes to have a friend walk with you or feels more comfortable having someone walk with you, then find someone to walk with. Someone that you don't have to force to get to go with you. Someone that when you mention it says, hey, I'd like to try that. They might ask you if they can join, or you might just ask them to join. All of this adds up to an effective little plan to help you get good mental results and emotional feedback for yourself. Brought extra water, froze a bottle last night. Oh. There's a thin veil of clouds today, but it's not cool. There is a little bit more of a breeze right now, so in this shade it is a little cooler. Thank goodness. I'm drying off a little more quickly. I think it's still pouring out of me, the sweat. As soon as I fill up with water, it leaks out like a sieve. I don't have much more to add today. I hope people are thinking about doing some walking, and the tips that I'm giving should help. I can tell you what works for me, and I can tell you that in terms that are easy to understand and hopefully more of a snapshot, because at one time I was very technical, and now I'm just walking. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here, and hope to see you again.